Okay. As I go through the questions, I see that many people have interest in knowing about the different fighter jets that are being
In
showcased.
MMRCA, right?
Yes. So let's just discuss them one by one. Prudent Bhai had a
Okay.
question. Is Rafale the best option considering the fact that we have already set up the logistics for the Rafale? So can you just please describe about the Rafale
Okay.
and why it would be a good
Okay.
choice or a bad choice?
Look, thing is that nevertheless, even though we can say Rafale was favored, Rafale is actually good aircraft at the end of day. We can even see it. Okay, there is some things which in say aesthetics. We can see from the aesthetics that this fighter jet is good and this fighter jet is just shit. Okay, so thing is that when we look at Chinese aircrafts, we can see that there are some still we can say it's not fully optimal right now. And when we look at the Rafale, we can see that yes, this jet has got indeed capabilities. And when we learn from the wiki itself, the information which is available in public domain, we can see that no, indeed, this is a good aircraft. So I would not be going to the technical specification, but I would just like to say that the India specific enhancements which were done, they are indirectly adding the teeth to the Rafale, as well as the missile package which Rafale brings out. That is the Scalp, Hammer, as well as the Meteor missiles. These are, we can say, this generation missiles right now, and that is what IF needs. So this is why the Rafale is the best considerable option. Okay. अब थिंग इज दैट कि जो चीज अब आ चुकी जो चीज होने वाली थी हो सकती थी वो छोड़ चुका हूं। अब रफाल आ चुका है यहाँ पे then Rafale is currently the best aircraft in IA fleet. We can say that. Okay. In medium category, particularly, I'm not comparing Sukhoi and Rafales. In medium category, Rafale is the best aircraft right now. Now, now we have a Rafale. If we take any other aircraft other than Rafale right now, it will just add up the cost of logistics and handling of the, we can say, workforce of the whole IAF, because just we don't consider the parts of the logistics and technical assurance right now. Whenever aircraft is there, it needs to have maintenance to be done for per hour that is operated. That is an engine. There is engine. There are sensors which are needed to be checked. So just assume in a way that you are a worker who is working on a Russian aircraft since the time you are in the IF. Now suddenly, if you are given a chance that you have to now go and service the Rafales, okay, you have to do the maintenance of the Rafales. You have to study a whole thing of Rafales because these both were basically designed for different purposes and by different countries. Russians design different jet, US design different jets, and France also design different jets according to the requirements. So adding the maintenance problem, adding the, we can say, logistics issue like the missile package and all of the things, we can say the spare packages which are there. Okay, so if any other thing other than Rafale is procured, it will just add up the cost of the IF in inventory and also add up the persons and we can say indirect cost as well of we can say that aircraft also.
Okay. Thank you so much for that explanation on the Rafale. Now we move
Hmm.
on to Lockheed Martin. Now, already last
Okay,
year,
21.
yeah, last year we had the incident where we have claimed and that Abhinandan shot down an F-16. Now, F-21 is nothing
Yeah,
more than, in my understanding, an upgraded F-16.
yeah.
Do you think that it is any way possible for the F-21 offer to
Okay.
be accepted? And also, prudent by his question was, he further asked another question: is that will it be easier to get the F-35 acquisition in the future with that?
Okay, okay. These are actually really good questions which are to be answered actually. Let's first see at F-21. As much as I have got knowledge from the our server itself and also many other analysts that F-21 is actually beefed up with the upgrades, some upgrades of F-35 itself. F-21 is a really good jet if we can see in a single engine category. Now, thing is, India is going for MMRCA tender where they have not yet mentioned the single engine or double engine. So that's the biggest dilemma that what IF actually wants. If they are going for single engine, then F-21 could not be the better choice than any other else. But if they are going, since I think IF would be going for double engine category, F-21 just directly gets thrown out of the, we can say, tender itself. If we can see that way, just by dividing on the number of engines itself. F-21 is really good jet because at the end of the day, it's a US jet. Okay, US make their aircrafts very sophistically. It was basically derived from the F-16s, which are also circulated worldwide. Now let's go over the first. Let us discuss the advantages of F-21 itself. It is a much more better aircraft, and it has, I think, more than 30 to 40% more, much more wing carrying capacity than F-16s. It is much better than F-16 Block 70 actually, and it has some upgrades of F-35 like the infrared gimbal which is there in F-21. It's really good. We can say it's passive tracking sense, so it's really good over there. It has got better fuel efficiency. It has got General Electric engines which has the reliability of more than 6,000 hours. So that's really good. It's a single engine fighter. So again, over there the maintenance of the aircraft will come down low. Now talking about the cons of the aircraft. Whenever US gives you an aircraft, understand it in a way that it will come with the strings attached. Okay, so in recent exercise, if you know that recently only when Pakistan had its exercise with China, uh, USA ordered Pakistan to just move the F-16 from that front fighter jets, from the front fighter jet bases, from where the exercise was going to be conducted. So that was a string which USA pulled. Anywhere, anytime, if there is a chance that we are going against a NATO member or a NATO ally of USA or any ally of USA at the end of day, USA will pull the plug out and directly make us inoperable for the F-21 jets. So F-21 will coming with the strings attached of USA. We can never use it against someone. Okay, so there are many more terms and conditions for US jet. So that are needed to be focused. Second thing is that you won't get a technology transfer right now from the US. Even though you will order 171 aircraft, you there are very less chances that you will get and technology transfer in terms of engine also. Okay, they won't be giving the General Electric engines to you or the technology of General Electric engines. So that's the biggest thing. Third is they are telling that they will give, we can say, a localized uh, what we can say production line. That's good actually because we will be only the orderers of the F-21 jet. But what after that? There is no line of that. So once F-21 are made, okay, the assembly line will go idle. So after that, there is no probable chance. But if in we can say Rafale, we can still have the chance that we can produce other jets over there. F-21 is still yet a big gamble, but it's good right now because since we have signed Comcast and BECA agreements with USA, we will having a good intelligence sharing in terms of fighter jets, and we will have a good interoperability with at the same time because Australia, Japan, and USA both of them will be using the derivatives of the same. So yes, data transfer is really good with everyone, but at the same time the strings which will be attached on the Indian Air Force by the USA. So indirectly, USAF will be giving Indian Air Force, which is not, we can say, it is not good for the IAF itself. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much for that explanation for the F-21. Now I'm going to combine a bit of questions for the
Okay.
F-18 and the F-15 EX offer because I believe both come from Boeing.
F-15 has the advantage that it comes with an open infrastructure. So India can actually add what it wants in the F-15 itself, which is good actually. So F-15 is basically good, but since having a high radar cross section and since the enemies are now more focusing on the fifth generation fighter jets, I think F-15 would not be a good aircraft in that terms. And talking about F-18, definitely it's a good aircraft for Navy. Okay, for Air Force, I still doubt F-18 would be good. No doubt it has much more weapon capabilities than any other jets, but still it's an US made fighter jet. So trusting, no, so no, it's not about the trust, but it's about the strings which comes attached with it. So as of now, like I said, that procuring other anything other than Rafale will indirectly, we can say, complex the logistics of the IAF. So seeing from that point of view, and seeing this both tender combined right now, I don't think Rafale is there. Then there is any other option other than Rafale.
Okay, if India buys these 114 jets plus the 36 carrier jets, I'm talking
Mhm.
about the combined tender, then what are the
Yeah, yeah.
chances that we will still go for the Tejas Mark II or the Orca? Are they going to be
Okay.
dead projects?
They would never die away. They would be there. Orca is still, we can say, we can say, I cannot say anything about Orca because very least things are available in the public domain for the Orca itself. But talking about Tejas Mark II, okay, Tejas Mark II is going to be the medium weight category fighter in itself, but it will be single engine. So India has to go with these projects because even though we will procure this much jets, there will be a still shortfall in the need of squadrons right there. So the domestic assembly line of the Tejas Mark II needs to be done. Okay, there is a metal cutting going on, and yes, there will be. We can find out Tejas Mark II flying or inducted in 2025, but still it's quietly ambitious. But no, these projects will not die out, and there will be orders for these projects because the role of these projects is totally different.
Okay. Next question I want to ask is regarding the Saab Gripen. Needy Naga wants to ask, can you shed some light on Saab Gripen? And also,
Okay,
they have assured shifting the international assembly line to India. Then what would be the problem with the Gripen?
okay, Gripen is a good fighter jet, but at the same time, Gripen is actually merged with two, three, we can say, European Union, we can say companies actually. Okay, it's not a whole Swedish jet, it comes with the technologies of other countries. So, if you remember in year 2000, we got sanctions from the US. Okay, after the actually in Pokhran blast, we got tremendous sanctions from the US. That because of those sanctions, our Tejas program got delayed. The as much as I remember, the Saab uses a, I guess, General Electric engine. So if there could be, if the CATSA gets implemented, okay, then there are chances that the Swedish jets could not be of any use because they might indirectly cut out the plug right there. These are rare chances actually. But what I'm saying that Swedish jet is indirectly a good jet, but again it's a single engine fighter. Okay, it is still on still it's better than Tejas, but it's not up to the mark of Rafale, we can say. So if you are getting a Rafale at the same time from almost, we can say, not similar, but we can say a price range of that only, then I think Rafale is a better option than Swedish craft. After the even though assembly line in India gets shifted, think about that thing that uh, after the assembly line, when all the jets gets rolled out, will that assembly line can be used as per we want or not? I think that string is not only pulled by means the France is only good with that. Sweden we cannot say. Swedish Gripen is still a good fighter, but we can say India is not looking optimistically towards the Gripen itself. So even we all defense enthusiasts have no, we can say, are not focusing on that jet because we don't have a feel of that. Say after we got Rafale, we are just climbing like anything. So I don't think Gripen will get any of the focuses over here.
Okay.
Even though they will try that they will transfer the technology, but what the technology which India needs right now is the engine technology, and that will not come with the Gripen. That will come with Rafale. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much. And now I will move on to, let's talk about the MiG 35 first because I think you can talk about that quite quickly. Uh,
MiG
what?
35, we all know. Okay,
Yeah.
just in, I guess, in two lines, Russian aircraft. That's it. We Indians are such fools that even after getting the, we can say MiG 21, which is not a good aircraft. We all know that MiG 23s, MiG 27s, and MiG 29s. We are still going. We are still even allowing Russians to participate. That's a big thing, I guess. So MiG 35 will again come with the same issues which all the MiGs had. Okay, until and unless you just refine whole the basic structure of your, we can say, Soviets, you won't get a better fighter jet. So MiG 35 will again increase, I can say, problems with IAF because till now we don't see any other MiG which has a serviceability more than 70%. And India needs more than 75% serviceability of all its aircraft, which is a basic standard for each and every air force that there should be 75% operable aircrafts at any given time. If you don't know, just let me this add this one line that when Rafale 36 Rafales were purchased, there was a specifically mention in a deal that there should be 75% Rafales, we can say, present whenever at any time it is called. This shows that Indian Air Force actually learned from the mistakes of Sukhoi and other aircrafts. So MiG 35 and Sukhoi 35, both of the aircrafts, okay, will have the same problems which we can say others have. Along with that, the RD engines, the RD series engines which MiGs have are not yet reliable. Also, the engines of the, we can say, AL series engine, that is AL41, AL31. We have all again went through that part only. The engines are not yet reliable. So if you want that on a cost of reliability of engine, go with the MiG-35 again, yes. But
Okay.
you won't get a better quality than
Okay.
France
Okay.
ones, France and American ones.
Yeah. So thank you for that explanation about the MiG-35, and now let's move on to the Eurofighter Typhoon. I have two particular comments to make. I was discussing with a good friend on Twitter about the Typhoon, in which he mentioned that the reason that Typhoon is not good for the IAF is it's a pure dogfighter. Its air to ground capabilities are very limited. Now, the other question, or the other comment I want to make is, as we know, in the MMRCA, Typhoon was shortlisted with Rafale to get the MMRCA contract, and then on the basis of that CAG report you were talking about, that Rafale was the L1 bidder because it claimed to have the lower life cycle costs. So, can you please explain in that context about the Typhoon and why it wasn't chosen, and now can it be chosen?
Okay, let's see it this way. First of all, Eurofighter was treated same as the Rafale was. Okay,
Yeah.
Eurofighter was also given favors. Okay, from the ministry. So it was not that only Rafale was shortlisted. And let me go with the quick. In 2009, when the technical evaluation, sorry, in 2007 itself, when the RFP was gone. Okay, out of six aircraft, that is the MiG-35, Sukhoi 35, Eurofighter, Rafale, Sweden, okay, Sweden Gripen over there, and there was, I guess, F-16, yeah, F-16 Block 70 was there at the time in the deal. Out of these six, only one aircraft, that is MiG-35, completed all the technical requirements. So indirectly in 2007 itself, MiG-35 was declared to be as a winner, but it wasn't. This shows that there was indirectly a favoring over there. In 2010, when there were technical trials, okay, there were two parts. That is, we can say theoretical trials, we can say like that. When the IF personals will indirectly watch all the capabilities, all the paper written capabilities of all the aircrafts. At that time, make all the four aircrafts, that is other than Eurofighter and Rafale, all these four companies aircrafts were rejected on the basis of two terms, that is growth potential and design maturity. I won't go in the depth of these two terms, but one term is not actually defined right now. Till date, it is not defined yet. And thing is that Eurofighter and Rafale in 2010 was selected on the basis of an PowerPoint presentation. This is specifically mentioned in the CAG report. So Eurofighter was also given the same, we can say, benefits that Rafale did. The France lobby became so strong in the L1 subcommittee, that is the technical evaluation committee in the price negotiation committee, that it favored Rafale over the Eurofighter. Thing is that Eurofighter is actually the L1 bidder, not Rafale. So Eurofighter is actually a good aircraft, but there were several reports. Eurofighter is actually till date a good aircraft, but the thing is, even though Eurofighter is good aircraft, we have found out that the British aircraft is quite susceptible to damage. That is the foreign particle damage. It is just like that one girl who is which we cannot offend. So that's basically a Eurofighter Typhoon in short terms. Also, since India has a varied climate, it was a doubt that whether Eurofighter would be able to apply to fly in the varied climate of India. And along with that, it was not, we can say, maintenance cost friendly. Eurofighter had a very, it is termed in some articles that it has the highest maintenance cost among other aircrafts as well. That's why even the British Air Force and other Air Force who procured Eurofighter did in the we can say small terms only. Okay, Eurofighter was not that much exported compared to other aircrafts.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for answering questions on all these fighter jets. Let's come to a conclusion now and just give us your opinion on, if this MRCA deal were to go through, what jet should be
Okay,
selected and how should we procure it? Because we know that money is tight. So just if you
tight.
could give final comments on that.
Look, I would just say, if like you just put a first content over there, that if this deal gets through, So this is the biggest question right now. Will it get through or not? Like I said, sorry, like I said that if the tender gets merged, there we won't have to spend additional on the Rafale R&D. Okay, we won't have to spend additional on the logistics. We won't have to spend additional infrastructure cost. We just have to spend a little bit more on the terms of Navy version. Okay, so that's operable. Compared to that, we are getting much more teeth. So if the tender is getting merged, we don't have the right news right now that whether tender is going to be merged or not. If the tender is going to be merged, then yes, Rafale will be getting selected, and that's for sure. Okay, because even the defense analysts which are present over there, okay, might be thinking of the same. Okay, even better than us in some terms. If the deal gets split, then there are quite more chances that Navy will go with the F-18 and Air Force will go with the Rafale itself. So yes, budget constraints like you are asking, it will always be there. And according to me, I think we should go with the staggered purchase of that, where I think India can order more 36 Rafale like that. Also ask for a domestic assembly line, which is yet hard. You have to wear a very tight negotiation committee for this, and you have to give, and we can say, order guarantee. Okay, this is a term called order guarantee, which is used by the US actually. That whenever US asks the Lockheed Martin and Boeing to make an aircraft, just a prototype aircraft, they give 80% of the cost of, we can say 80% of the cost of the aircraft itself. Then they make the aircraft and they tell them that yes, we will give you more than 1500 orders for this jet. Now, if you are telling a company that yes, you will give them order, just make the technology, that company will do it. India lacks in this as of now. Okay, India never gives the confirm orders. Right now, do you know that 83 Tejas will be procured? No, that number is just, we can say, already heard. It is not necessary that 83 will be procured. Every time RFE is getting issued, and after 2 3 years, either RFP gets revised or the number gets come down. Number comes down. So the Indian companies don't have a particular number, or you can say assurance guarantee that yes, this is going to be procured. So this is basically lagging, and I think rather than going, we can say we can just have a staggered purchase right now of 36 more, and just promote the, we can say, indigenous option like Tejas Mark 2 and make it as soon as possible, make it flying worthy as soon as possible. Okay, and give a domestic production line that is to the private firm. Okay, outsource the production line of HL, because I don't think HL would be able to work at this pace. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much for this wonderful explanation, Neer. We will love to have you back to shed light on other um, topics of interest in the aerospace sector for India. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, thank you so much. And we will be concluding this podcast now. Thank you very much.